So I'm here at Agentforce World Tour London today with Matt Schutz from Capita. How are you doing today, Matt?
Great, thank you. Yeah, exciting to be here. It's a great event so far. Thanks.
Nice, excellent. And have you enjoyed the event so far? What have you been up to?
We just finished the keynote, which is fantastic. Capita, a big part of that keynote. Our CEO Adolfo spoke at it, so it was great to kind of see that all come together today and see. I've been in the Salesforce ecosystem for 18 years, so great to see people that I've known for a long time here as well.
Fantastic, yeah, it's a huge event today, so very exciting and great to hear Capita's contribution today in the keynote as well. So I'd like to start things off, just if you could introduce yourself and talk a little bit about your role, that would be great.
So I run Capita's strategic alliances, mainly with our hyperscaler partners like Salesforce. Been at the company for now 7 months. I joined from the Salesforce ecosystem where I was running a solution system integrator focused on Salesforce implementations. And now in my role at Capita, I focus on, in our AI and product team, our hyperscaler partner relationships.
Fantastic, that's great. So I'd like to talk a little bit about what Capita does, for people who might not be aware of the sort of services that you provide. If you could give us a little bit of background and tell us maybe what kind of thing distinguishes Capita from the rest of the crowd.
Yeah, so first of all, Capita is a BPO, so it's a business process outsourcer. So that means we are taking over, on behalf of our customers, things that aren't core to their business. So that could be anything from a call center for a retail brand, through to assessments for a local government, through to running training for the military in the UK or subsets of the military in the UK. So it's pretty much everything from what we like to talk about front, middle, and back office operations from a customer. So essentially anything that is non-core to their business we are taking on. And the kind of crux of it's in the process bit of business process outsourcer. We are experts in processes and particularly complex processes, and we're taking those on behalf of our customers.
Great, amazing. So I'd like to talk a little bit about Capita's relationship with Salesforce. Obviously, we're at Agentforce World Tour today, and part of the opening keynote for today was using Capita as a sort of case study for what Agentforce can do, the effects it can have. So I'd like to know a little bit about how that relationship first started, and how Capita was sort of brought on as a sort of best practice case study sort of thing.
Yeah, so Capita and Salesforce have had a partnership for a while now, but really started doubling down about a year and a half ago, and then really started accelerating even more when the agentic things came to the scene back at sort of like end of last year, right? And we are really doubling down on our partnership with Salesforce and other hyperscalers, particularly around Agentic AI, because we see that as transformational for our business. If you think about what I mentioned earlier around business process outsourcing and process being in the middle of that, we are combining our deep process expertise with technology delivered through the likes of Salesforce and Agentforce to provide outcomes for our customers. And that is really important for us. And what you saw today in today's keynote is a small sliver use case for that. So we recruit 10,000 people every year into the organization. And we chose that as our first use case with Agentforce because it was something that touched a lot of different things. It was a very kind of front-facing things with candidates run it via our website, but then it also can be extended all the way into the back office through CV processing and integration with Workday and other things like that. So it was really a great use case for us to start with and start learning. Right, all this agentic AI stuff is. You're probably 6-7 months old, right? And we wanted to get started, and this was a great opportunity. Salesforce, it was a great partner for us in this, bringing that thought leadership to the table around agentic AI use cases, and really partnering with us to be successful in that, and then also all the other things we want to do with them.
Fantastic. Cool, that's great, and obviously, yeah, like you said, agentic AI, it's a very fresh and new technology. And the things you spoke about in the keynote today and your team spoke about, were fascinating. I was wondering if you plan to expand the sort of areas that you use Agentforce in, or other forms of AI in, because obviously you have a very broad business and lots of things going on.
Yeah. So at Capita, first of all, we've been using AI for a number of years, right? Starting with sort of machine learning, moving into generative AI. That was launched a really successful generative AI tool internally about a year and a half ago in our call center business. And now with Agentic AI, we see this is a huge opportunity for us. And I think BPOs are really at the tip of the spear for the agentic revolution. If you imagine all the things that could be done on behalf of a business, right, and the various roles and things that people are doing in a business process outsourcer, that lends itself very well to an agentic partner for every role in our business or every role in our customers' operations. And for us, we partnered with Salesforce to really kick that off. We did a scan of our entire business with them. And just with that scan alone earlier this year, we identified over 200 use cases for Agentforce alone. And what you saw today in the keynote with the recruitment stuff, is just one small sliver of that, right? So we are looking at those 200 use cases, evaluating them on impact, prioritizing those, and starting to work on those today.
That's brilliant, and yeah, it sounds like it will fundamentally change the way that not only how Capita works, but businesses in general. It's a really fascinating piece of technology for sure. So one thing I'd like to talk about is Adolfo, the CEO of Capita. He mentioned as part of his keynote that gloom is overdone, which I thought was a nice little quote. And it's obviously about optimism and the way that agentic AI can come in and shake things up a little bit, and how it could be a real cause for hope. I was wondering what your view on that is as well.
Yeah, we're really optimistic about AI and agentic AI in its ability to improve not only the employee experience at Capita, right? I always have this thing, and my colleagues at Capita will probably roll their eyes if they hear this, but I say I never want to fill out a form again, right? I think from an employee experience, we should be using agents for that, right? Forms should go away. They should all be agents, right? So we move from and nobody likes to fill out a form, right? So you starting from the employee experience through to the customer experience, and then also to our end customers experience, right? So whether you're a citizen or somebody calling up one of our call centers we operate, right? That experience we only think will be improved through agentic AI, and we think that will be across all of our stakeholders. So. And I think the doom is overrated, right? I think that and also the horse is bolted and it's out there, and it's about which organizations can take the lead on ethical and responsible use of that. And I think we're at the forefront of that as well. We work with a lot of regulated businesses and government, and we're that trusted partner and have been that trusted partner for regulated businesses and government for decades. And using trusted partners like Salesforce that have trust at their core and trust baked into their platform, we combine that trust that we've earned with our customers plus the trust that we inherit through our use of Salesforce with our customers to deliver and I keep saying trust and guardrails and guide and governance through our agentic AI solutions that we're co-creating with our hyperscalers.
Fantastic, yeah. That's a really was a crucial point of the keynote, was really emphasizing the effort that's gone into the protections and the guardrails, like you said, around Agentforce, which is a very important thing. So I'd like to just close things off by talking about the relationship with Salesforce. Obviously, it's been a bit of a whirlwind few months, and with the technology and deploying it and seeing how it goes. I was just wondering what you've learned from the relationship with Salesforce and how you see things moving forward.
Yeah, I think we are only going to continue our deep relationship with Salesforce. That's not going to be a surprise. They are one of our key partners for success. We don't want to be building this technology ourselves, right? We are a business process outsourcer. We're not going to build this technology. But what we are going to do is partner with Salesforce to leverage their technology and embed our deep process expertise with their products even more and more as we identify more and more use cases to deploy that internally and to our customers. So, those 200 use cases I mentioned at the beginning, that's just, again, the tip of the spear, right? I think the opportunity is there that every role in an organization and every role at Capita could have an agentic equivalent aside that, right? That's not gonna replace those roles, but it's gonna amplify those roles. So more than just co-pilots, but actually agents that sit alongside people at Capita to amplify their work and their impact.
Matt Schutz, thank you very much for joining me today. Thank you.